Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Donovan, and today I'm going to be taking the Amazfit Stratos 3 out for a first run. Let's get after it. All right, so I've been able to use the Amazfit Stratos 3 for about 24 hours now, so I wanted to go ahead and share with you just some of my initial impressions on the watch. So first things first, it definitely is the most premium smartwatch that Amazfit has to offer, and it's definitely more of a runner-centric watch in comparison to some of the others I've reviewed. Like over here, this is the Amazfit T-Rex, and this one is a little bit more of a smartwatch. You can see it's definitely more rugged. This one has a bunch of military grade standards, but also AMOLED display versus a trans-reflective display over here. And here is a similar watch. You can see that they have a very similar design. They have that 2-button configuration here and here, but this one actually has 4 buttons because there is an up and down right here. And then over here, this is the Amazfit GTR. This one also has an AMOLED display, just like the T-Rex, but it has more of a similar design to the Amazfit Stratos 3 that you see here. So I believe this is a ceramic bezel, and then we have kind of like that chrome accent along the sides. This one also has that, but then you also have this what looks like carbon fiber. I'm guessing it's just kind of like a hard plastic there. But yeah, so anyways, this is the Amazfit GTR, by the way. So very similar design to the Amazfit Stratos. This one actually has a color display, which you can't really tell there. Now you can, but it's also AMOLED, whereas this one is a trans-reflective display. So any amount of sunlight is going to make it look even brighter. So we can tap the screen, or I can hit a button to turn on. So you can double tap it to turn it on. But as far as, you know, the differences between these watches, this one is far more runner centric, and we'll talk about why that is here in just a little bit, because it shows you a lot more metrics than what you can get on some of these other Amazfit watches. But this one is definitely the most expensive of their watches as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. So right now, and I'll leave links down in the description, you can actually pick it up. So the original price is $199, but you can see right now they have it for $170 on Amazon. So again, I'll leave the link down in the description. You can also pick it up at their website. They also have that same deal right now. It is us.amazfit.com/shop, I think is what it is. But I'll leave that link down in the description as well. So right now you can get it for $170, which honestly I think is a really fantastic deal because, you know, in my opinion, it's probably the most close watch to the Garmin. This is my Garmin Forerunner 245 Music, and these two watches I think have a lot of similar features. And so yeah, I definitely think that for $200 this one is a fantastic watch. For $170, probably even better, of course. All right, so let's go ahead and first talk about some of the features they mention here on the box. So we do have an ultra power saving mode. So they say up to 14 days of battery life on that ultra power saving mode. If you're just using it as a traditional smartwatch, they say 7 days. I'll talk more about my usage. Again, I've only been using it for 24 hours, but we'll get into that in a little bit. 5 atmospheres water resistant. So that's the same as these other Amazfit watches. So regardless of which Amazfit watch you get, if you get a Garmin watch, if you use an Apple Watch, they're all pretty much the same now. Pretty much 5 atmospheres of water resistance. So that means you can take this one swimming. You can actually track your laps and things like that. So this one has GPS, GLONASS, and Galileo. It also has Baidu, which they don't mention here. So all 4 of the GPS satellites, whereas these other Amazfit watches only have GPS and GLONASS. So that is definitely a limitation of these two watches, the GTR, also the GTS, and the T-Rex. So this one has all 4 satellites when it comes to GPS. So let me go back into the app here. All right, so a little bit more there. So we have BioTrack PPG sensor. So that is referring to this heart rate sensor here on the back. So again, regardless of which watch you get, they're all going to have the heart rate sensor. I've personally found that all these watches have very, very accurate heart rate sensors. I know people really question whether an optical heart rate sensor on your wrist really works that well. I'm going to be the first one to say I think they work great. it doesn't really matter what watch I wear, whether it be, you know, my Garmin 45, any of these newer watches, Garmin 245 Music, my Amazfit Stratos 3, all of them have very accurate heart rate monitors because they're always tracking right next to each other. So I'll show you my workout earlier today just to kind of give you an idea. But again, you know, regardless of which watch I've reviewed, they're always within a beat or two. And so if they're that close to each other, I think that's really saying something that they must be fairly accurate. Now, you have to wear them very tight to your wrist. So like right now, this actually isn't tight enough. I'd actually put it one more loop over in order to get it tight enough to get the most accurate heart rate tracking. All right, so multi-sport modes, we'll go through those in a little bit. Always on display. So this display is always on. With these other watches, like the GTR, you have to choose to have it on. So this one is an AMOLED display. If you use that always on display, it's going to burn through the battery a lot quicker than this one with that trans-reflective display. So that's one benefit of not having that AMOLED display. One, you know, I guess slight negative there is, of course, it's not as bright and vibrant as an AMOLED display like you get over here on the GTR or the T-Rex. So always on display here. We also have music storage. This is the only Amazfit watch other than the Amazfit Verge, I believe, that has storage. So the original Amazfit Stratos also had it. The Amazfit Pace had it. But these other two that I just showed you, the GTR, the T-Rex, these do not have music storage. So you can use them as music controllers for your phone, but they don't have actual storage on the watch. So this one does have, when I looked at it earlier, I believe it was 2.1 gigs. Let's actually go ahead and take a look at it right now. So if I go into profile, go into the Amazfit Stratos 3. So it's not showing it right now. There it is, 2.11 gig of available storage on the watch. So there you go. That's how much music you can actually store on the watch. I haven't put any music on it yet, so we'll have to do that. I'll talk about that in my full review. Also do a lot more testing with it before I get to my full review, but you can put music on there, which is really cool. And we also have VO2 Max. Again, this one is the most runner-centric of the Amazfit watches. You can track your workouts using GPS, standalone GPS on these two watches, the GTR and the T-Rex, but they don't have VO2 Max, they don't have training effect, they don't have the more detailed running metrics that you can get over here on the Amazfit Stratos 3. So if you're a runner, I definitely think that of the Amazfit watches, there's no question to me that this is the best, hands down, of all the Amazfit watches. And personally, you know, me as a distance runner, this is for me easily the best one. These ones are more, I would say, for casual runners. And they work just fine. The GPS is good. The heart rate sensor is good. But this one just gives you more than you get with those other two. So let's talk about some of the details of this watch. So we already talked about the price. Let's go ahead and talk about the build quality. So first of all, we do have removable straps here, so you can see their quick release. Of course, we have the heart rate sensor. I already looked at the design a little bit. We have that 2-button layout like you see over here on these other two. But you'll notice the extra 2 buttons here on the Stratos 3. So all of them have that 2-button layout, but this one has the up and down over here on the left. So this one actually has 4-button layout on the T-Rex. The GTR just has those 2 buttons, whereas the Amazfit Stratos 3 has the 2 buttons here, and then you have your up and down here in between. So this one is our select button, our back button, and then this is, of course, up and down. So if I hit select, it does also take me directly into my workout. So I'm going to go ahead and show you various workouts you can track here. So we have running, walking, outdoor cycling, pool swimming, open water, treadmill. I'll have to test that out. I have my treadmill right behind me right now. We'll have to test that one out. Indoor cycling, elliptical, rowing machine, indoor fitness, hiking, climbing, trail run. I will say that I have used the trail run on the T-Rex. Works very well for when you're in super thick wooded areas. The trail run option is definitely the way to go there. We also have triathlon. That is definitely not an option to get with these other watches. So the GTR and the T-Rex do not have that option. So if you're a triathlete, definitely the way to go here. Skiing, tennis, soccer, multi-sport, jump rope. You can see there's a bunch here, and then you can even add some more. So tons of different exercise you can track. I should go back into that real quick, and I'm going to go into running, and I'm just going to go ahead and, so, you know, it's going to search. It's not going to find it right now. It's not going to find my heart rate right now because I'm not touching the heart rate monitor. You can see we can adjust some goals. We can do some different training. We can go into settings. So this is the display settings, so I can get real-time stats. virtual rabbit. Now this is if you want multiple things showing. So right now I have it set to 5. So it's going to show me 5 different metrics while I'm running. You can adjust that however you want it. My personal preference is to see the most because, you know, I have good eyes, so I don't really necessarily need it. You can change the background color, so various things like that. And there's some more settings in there, but I want to go ahead and show you what it looks like when you're actually running. And again, you can adjust these metrics within the app on the phone. So you see here, I have it set to time, distance, average pace, heart rate, pace, and then the actual time. So this is the time of the day here. But there's our time working out, distance, average pace, heart rate, pace. And then I can go down. Oops, let's see, what's it doing here? Oops, that's the lap button. Shouldn't hit that. All right, so now I can go into the next one. You can see I set that one up to be different laps. So if I'm using laps, this is the one I want to use here. So that is adjustable here, whereas over here, when you go into a workout, so I'll go ahead and show you the difference. So let me go back to my original screen. So I can pick and choose which ones are showing here in terms of my data fields. Over here on the GTR, if I can get it to actually go to it, that's going to just keep going into there. So let's see if I can actually remember how to get to a workout on this one. There we go. All right. All right, so this one's saying I need to update my GPS, but this one you can see it's showing the time, distance, pace, and then heart rate. So if I want to go down here, I can see my average pace, but you can't adjust these on this watch. Same thing with the T-Rex, you can't adjust them. What you get, what you see here is what you get, that's it. And then if you want to end a workout, you have to hold it down, and that's it. So that's how it works here on the Amazfit GTR, also on the T-Rex, just like that. But here, if I want to finish, I can just go ahead and hit that button. This is my, if I want to do a lap here, and then I can save it. I can change the brightness, head back, or discard. So I want to discard it because, of course, that wasn't an actual workout. So much more customizable when it comes to workouts here. You can pretty much change it to whatever you want on your workouts. So that's an advantage on this watch. Couple other things I want to mention here is when you're actually in, so that's my activity I did earlier. I'll show you that in a little bit. They all have weather, they all have heart rate. This one's going to show you your health, your steps. So this one tracks sleep, they all track sleep, so there's nothing different there. It can put in an alarm, and this one has, of course, music. This is our shortcuts. Right now, I currently have it on Do Not Disturb, so I don't get any notifications from my phone. I can go into settings here, airplane mode. I can change the brightness. And then this one here, this one is going to be your wake to raise. So when I flip up my screen, it's just going to turn that backlight on the watch. So that is what you get there. If I go over here, what I wanted to show you, I believe might be in health. Let's see if it's in there. Nope, that's just showing me the stuff earlier. What I'm looking for is the training effect. I think maybe it's here, exercise status. There we go. Okay. So these are metrics that you don't get on the other Amazfit watches. So these ones will show you your workouts, your GPS and heart rate, but it won't give you this information like training load. Again, I'm only on day 1 using the watch, so it's not going to be as accurate as it could be, but we'll have to test that out. So there's VO2 Max. Again, this is the only one of the watches that gives you that. Gives you a recovery time, how much time you need to recover, and then also your performance prediction. Now, right now, this is definitely not accurate because, right now, just in a training run, I can run well under 130. So this is definitely not accurate, but, as you use it more, hopefully it should. We'll try it for a week and hopefully it gets more accurate there. So anyways, that is a quick look at some of the basic features here on the watch. I'm not going to go into every detail. We'll do a full review of the watch here on another day. But what I will show you is one other thing, and this is on, I'm going to have to use my phone for this. So here is the app it's going to use. So this is the Amazfit app. You can see I have a whole bunch of Amazfit watches here. Obviously, here is our main screen. So if I go in here, you can see it's going to show me all the same metrics that showed me earlier, that training load, that VO2 max. I did want to show you my workout earlier today. So I did go for a workout. So you can see 11.11 miles. If I go in here, you can see it's going to give me my detailed information. So 726 average pace, heart rate 145. So I wanted to kind of pay attention to those because I was wearing my Apple Watch at the exact same time. So I just want to do a quick comparison. So my Apple Watch said 11.22 miles. So that's a difference of 1/100th of a mile. So this one said 11.11. This one says 11.22. Pace, of course, is going to be a little bit different because of the difference in the distance. So this one says 7 minutes 23. This one said 7:26 average pace for that same workout. And then the heart rate. The heart rate is actually almost identical. So both of them said a max heart rate of 158. This one says an average heart rate of 145. If I go back into that same workout again. All right, so if I go down here, 7:26 average pace, cadence, stride rate, where is it at? Gotta go way down here. There it is. So average heart rate of 145, max heart rate 158. Two different watches showing the exact same thing. Now, for some reason, it says 144 average here. Here it says average 145. But yeah, so they have the exact same. So Apple Watch versus the Amazfit Stratos, both said the exact same in terms of the heart rate, but the distance is a little bit different. So one thing I wanted to point out here is if I go into the settings, and this is maybe just a drawback of the watch. I'm not sure if this is something they can change. I mentioned earlier it has all 4 GPS satellites, but the reason why I think there's a difference between the two, whoops, keep going to the wrong thing here. All right, so go down here into settings. And if I go down here, I believe it's into maybe, I think it's general. There's a location settings. Here it is, location service. Okay, so let's go to location service. So right now I have it on GPS plus GLONASS. So that's exactly what these watches have, the T-Rex and the GTR. So they both have GPS plus GLONASS. But like I said, this one has Baidu. It also has the other one, which is Galileo. There it is. Okay, so notice it has all 4 of them, but it doesn't allow you to use all of them at the same time. So that's something I'm not sure if they can change that, because honestly, I think that's the difference. Because with these watches, basically the same thing. If I'm going on a route that has a lot of twists and turns, so you can see the route I did earlier today had a lot of twists and turns. Basically, I find that in comparison to my Apple Watch, I'm usually losing about 1/100th of a mile per mile. So, you know, over the course of 11.22 miles, this one only said 11.12 or 11.11. So it was off by about 1/110th of a mile over the course of that distance. So that's definitely one slight weakness. So hopefully, I don't know if they'll allow you to ever use all 4, but as of right now, that's all it allows you to use. So anyways, a quick look at the Amazfit Stratos. I did forget to show you the charger. It is a little different than what you get with those other ones. This one has 4 pins versus 2, and that's for data transfer. So when you plug it into your computer, you can transfer music over through that 4-pin configuration here on the Amazfit Stratos 3 charging puck. So anyways, quick look at the Amazfit Stratos 3. Let me know if you guys have any questions, anything I didn't address in this video. It ends up being a pretty long video, but hopefully I've addressed a lot of the questions you might have about this watch. Let me know if you have any comments in the comments section. Again, links in the video description for any purchases you may want to make for any of these watches. So I'll go ahead and link all 3 of these watches since I talked about all of them. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.